Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, yeah. Pour some petty tea today. Okay, because yeah, it's going to be mostly politics, but you know how I do. You know how my channel is. My channel is messier than my life. Sometimes as messy, but right now, today is going to be messier because I'm going to be tying in a lot of the subjects that I go over, including river of racism, the toxic right, dating nightmares. Like, yeah, it's going to all of that with voting. Yeah, so it's going to be a political one, but with a lot of branches. I know certain people, like, yeah, I brought up, there was this one guy who was just like, oh, you just keep getting off a subject. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, yeah, you can't handle me. That's what it is. And you know what? I do circle around, but I circle around back to topic, or I try to show cause and effect because a lot of people don't realize, or some people think, even with dominoes, they just think one domino affects another domino, when sometimes it's three dominoes affecting one, or one domino that in some way affects three things at one time. And that one fitness, Jillian Michaels, whatever, like, yeah, she doesn't realize the domino effect of slavery and the cattle slavery and the torture and everything. She doesn't realize how that ended up, like, the effect, the domino effect. If you look at the history and the trauma and everything, and the Jim Crow, the drowning cities and everything, and also the whites only, coloreds only, it's like not allowed in restaurants in the Green Book, and then education. And even with education in the Bible back in slavery, where you were only, like, slaves were only allowed to learn the verses where it taught them to be good old slaves. But then if you listen to some of the pastors today, they want to bring back some of those scriptures. They want to talk more about, and then the Smithsonian, they want to take out the history that tells the truth about slavery. So it's like, when you look at some people, when they look at history, they just want to look at it like, oh, this affected that, that's all. And then, oh, yeah, look at reparations. A lot of people are mad that African Americans like myself, yeah, we still want our reparations. It's like, yeah, that idiotic, no good bigot, in my opinion, Dr. Phil. Oh, yeah, Dr. Phil. Oh, yeah. It's like, I will never forget his reparations episode, where he was trying to prove why African Americans don't deserve reparations, or he said that we need to learn how to use our money, and that we're just going to, I think one of the people said we're just going to use it on shoes and everything like that. And it's like, because you have to even look at a pattern with how, with Dr. Phil, and then the orange guy, and a lot of these goons, like, they always want to look at gym shoes and stuff. So it's like they always want to target the African American community with stereotypes and stuff. But then some of those, yeah, let's just say that's another episode for another day. But yeah, it's like, if you don't know about that episode, look up Dr. Phil and reparations. I don't watch him, and I just watched clips from others because, yeah, he's not getting my YouTube time. He's not, no, and it's like, and I hear that his new channel, or whatever he's doing, went bankrupt already. Yeah. But you know what? I'm going to be spilling the tea on political voting today. Yes, I am. And also the domino effects and the history behind it. Because, for one, the orange guy is trying to forbid, or say that he doesn't want any mail in ballots. And he wants to say that it's unfair. But especially within the America that we live in, where voting places are kind of far for some people, and it's like, and or busy work weeks, and because of minimum wage, and the fact that the orange guy doesn't want to lift the minimum wage to the point where people can work one job, so then they may have enough time to go and vote, which Yeah, it's like I'm gonna have another episode on that because it's like some people wanna claim that minimum wage is like shouldn't be raised because a lot of companies are going to lay off people. But no, no, no. The cause and effect, you have to go back to cause and effect. Yeah, that means people are going to make enough money so then they don't need the second or third job. Yes, I worked two, three, four, five jobs at the same time. Some of them were independent contract work, but it's like I was doing everything I could so I could pay off student loans, try to buy a house before the nightmare of my disability happened or whatever. But when it comes to working and employment and trying to take care of your family and trying not to go into foreclosure and everything like that, some people work two, three jobs. But if you raise minimum wage to the point where they can survive with one job, that means that one other job that now pays a livable minimum wage someone else can get. And some companies may have fewer job positions because of that money aspect or the money development or whatever. But that means other companies where those people left, there'll be openings. And now maybe some other people might be able to start their own businesses. And so then they'll be able to hire within their business. So it kind of has a cause and effect where they're just scared like, oh my gosh, no, we can't raise minimum wage because A, B, and C. But oh, no, 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 no. You got to look at all the branches, looking, and there's so many other things. It's such a com- complex subject where I would need to have this as a full blown series and everything. But I think with a mixture of my degrees, especially with applied anthropology, but concentration in cultural and business anthropology, but then also my MBA. And I've been reading and researching and things like that for quite a while and stuff, especially while starting my own business. It's like looking at the different aspects of each component is interesting. And also, it shows me the selfishness and the capitalism within our country and the greed and how the rich just wants to get richer and they don't care about anybody else and they don't even care if they get fed and they will literally have billions of dollars but then pay their employees minimum wage to the point where they still have to apply for food stamps. But then our country puts down people gets food stamps and they're like, get a job, and they're like, they have a job. The problem is the company that's making millions, billions of dollars doesn't want to pay them anything because they don't think much of them. They don't give them much worth. So, but okay, sorry, yeah, going off a tangent, but let's just say get ready for, and I say get ready. I never know when I'm going to do that episode because I listened to this really eloquent, lovely African American woman last week, and she was talking about how Generation Z can hardly read, and she was putting them out. I think it was like a two-part series. I think I ended up recording three or four, and I'm gonna send them to her as soon as I get them all dressed up and everything. And I really want to see if I can do a live with her, but yeah, my series is about our bad. It's like, yeah, I don't have kids and I helped out my exes who had kids and everything. But one reason why Generation Z is so poorly educated, especially when it comes to reading, and their literacy rate is dreadful, is because their mommies and daddies are from the Zennial and Millennial generations. Yeah, you're welcome. While saying I'm sorry, and yeah, our bad. And again, it's not my fault. It's like especially while teaching, being in the classroom, I busted my tush off trying to get my eighth graders to at least be in fifth grade level when they went to high school because majority of them were still at third grade reading level. And then I had teachers who have degrees. They have degrees, but they would have the nerve to tell my students to try to stop them and try to discourage them by telling them, if you're educated, you're trying to be white. Yeah, it's like she's trying to turn you white. So stop listening to her, stop doing the work. And it's like, what are you doing? What, like, you don't think much of African, like, you're an African American person and you are discouraging other African Americans from getting an education. Mm. And then the students would say awful, terrible. They would troll me, threaten to throw bleach on me because I'm trying to educate them. And then some of them even told me they were going to pin me to a wall and grape me. But then it's like I have a smart mouth, so like I started defending myself. But then students would turn around and say that half of the story, and then the principal would only hear what I said. And I'm just like, okay, when students are threatening to flatten my tires, throw bleach on me, grape me, hurt me, harm me, it's like, and or get their daddies or moms to come up here and do start, like, yeah, I'm not even gonna list everything. Yeah, but it's like, yes, I have dry humor. I have a very smart mouth to the point where it's funny. Some of the students got to look up what I'm talking about in order to get the joke. But then some students who, if they were paying attention in class, then because sometimes if we're talking about some history and stuff, I'll make a joke about them using history, and it's funny because the students are like, "What?" And another student's like, "Oh, oh," and I'm like, "You were paying attention." You were paying attention. Okay, so yeah, let's pay attention about voting, because it sounds like the orange guy is trying to take our right away when it comes to voting. And I mean mail-in ballots, but some people are going to be like, who cares? I care, because especially when it comes to the inner city, especially when it comes to a lot of people of color in certain areas where public transportation isn't that great, and also when a lot of them again have to work more than one job. So it's like, I know back in the day, yeah, remember domino effect, a lot of the white population, they wanted to make sure that blacks couldn't vote, so they wouldn't allow them the lunch break, or they wouldn't allow them to leave to go and vote, or they would try to restrict the times and make it so grueling to make sure they couldn't vote. And so a lot of African American nonprofits and groups, they teamed up to, that's one reason why, yeah, now you're not allowed to serve food and drinks in line for voting. Do you know if that's because back in the day, when the white people were trying to make sure we couldn't vote, or our ancestors couldn't vote, they fed them and gave them water and juice or soda, whatever, in line to make sure that, yes, it was their lunch break, but it was their lunch break where they were trying to like vote for freedom. They were fighting for their chance to voice what they believed in. So yeah, if you didn't know, now you know, because there's a lot of ignorant white people who try to tell me there's no reason to feed these people. It's like, no, it's like, if you have a lunch break, get over it, whatever. And it's like, eat in your car. And I'm like, you want them to eat and drive? I've had people tell me eat in the car. I'm like, okay, so if you're driving to the voting location, then you're in line. You don't know how long the line is. It's like, okay, maybe eat your lunch while you wait in line, but that's kind of annoying. And it's like, and it could be messy. So then you have to plan ahead of what you're going to be allowed to eat in line without making a mess. And so, but then also my community, the disability community, because yes, like as a woman, as a person of color, well, actually I'm black, but I'm trying to put us all together. Even though, yeah, I haven't posted it yet, but I dragged the Middle Eastern Indian community because of how much they hate it. Well, a lot of them have, it's really crazy how on dating apps a lot of Middle Eastern and Indian men tell black women, or tell myself, how awful or how much of a waste of time we are, and or we're only useful for bow chicka wow wow and to be sugar babies and things like that. Do you know how and just frustrating that is? And so, yeah, I shared. And yes, a lot of people are going to be mad at me for sharing the truth of what's happened, and how many married Middle Eastern men have tried to tell me that I should be theirs until, or it's like, or I should be their sugar baby because their wife is boring or awful, or they just married them because they had to, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, yeah. And even since COVID, or since I broke up with my ex, Mr. No Heart, do you know how many have asked me to be their sugar babies even since. Because at first I thought, oh, okay, this is just something for my 20s, early 30s, or whatever. But then, once I broke up with him and got on the dating apps, it was one after another after another. It's like I think I've had 7 or 8 this year offers of being the sugar baby for that demographic. I'm not gonna say that's the only demographic, but yeah, a lot from that demographic. But okay, yeah, back to voting. Yeah, I told you this episode was going to be messy. But when it comes to the disability community, I get mail-in ballots because of my disability. Because at the moment I'm working on being able to drive again, but you do not know all of the work that it's taking in order for me to do that, and all that I had to suffer through with my surgery and physical therapy and the medications, and like the pain that I go through and the bad days that I go through. Sometimes it's like I never know how I'm going to feel on that day of voting. But then a lot of people with disabilities vote Democratic, so that's going to be on purpose. They don't want us to vote. They don't want us to do better. They don't want us to voice our opinions. They don't care what we have to say because we just have disabilities. They just want us to shut up and stay at home and do nothing and or work on the farms. That's about all they want from us. That's about all they'll try to allow us to do. But that's not me. Nah, even though I have a disability doesn't mean I don't have the ability to live my dreams. So, but anyway, yeah. It's like if you're going to try to take something away or say something is not fair, maybe evaluate it from everyone but uh, the cis white male that's able bodied and everything. Maybe look past that demographic. But at the same time, we're looking at somebody who, in my opinion, is just a flat out bigot. And that's what his goal is. He does not want a lot of people not like him to vote. He possibly knows about the public transportation issue with some people, and working multiple jobs with some people, and the disabilities with some people, and veterans, and especially disabled veterans. It's like, I mean, you don't know the PTSD and the different issues or physical issues that a lot of them are going through. And then also senior citizens, a lot of them are Republicans. So part of me is just like, are you sure? Are you sure? But it's like a lot of them are getting kicked out of the nursing home. So some of them might be saying, screw you, skip you, I don't like you anymore. Or I didn't think it was going to be me. I voted for you because I thought it was just going to hurt other people. Because you know how many orange man, MAGA, Republican, conservative people I have heard like, tell either me or I've seen it on different YouTube episodes where they say that they voted for him because they loved watching liberals be tortured, or they not even liberals. Some of them said, "Oh, I enjoyed when people not like me are hurting." It's like, oh, especially like one woman, she even said, "Oh, when the colors are getting hurt." It's like, what? Hold on, wait a minute, what? And I just remember the interviewer just kind of froze. He was like, what do you say?" And she repeated it. And he was like, I didn't think she was going to be brave enough or dumb enough to repeat that. And it's just, those are the people that he wants to vote because they are going to be as evil and vile and awful. They want terrible things. It's like to them, it's like reality TV that they could just be like, ooh, let's see what awful things are happening to these people. I really enjoy watching some people suffer. Literally, that's how some of them are. It's like 'cause there was that one chick who, this was like 6 months ago, and she was just like, I don't care. They're caging up the Hispanics. I like it. I don't have pity for you. I don't care about you. And then, like a couple days later, she lost her job and stuff. And there's been several of them lately, but it's just kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting when now they don't care. It's like they're passing around Nazi flyers. They're having hate group protests outside. Like they're just doing anything and everything and they don't care. But the thing is, majority of these people, or no, all of these people voted for the orange man. But then while they vote for the orange man, the other mega people say we're not racist. Oh, it's like there's only a few of them. Oh, the white, oh no, they voted for Democrats. They vote, like, okay, why would a racist group vote for an African American woman? Because do you know two or three different Republican men on dating apps had the nerve to tell me it's like that I was an idiot because the the alt right, the hate groups, they told me that they voted Democrat, and that I am the real racist and I'm the real stupid person. And I'm just like, okay, so the racists voted for Kamala Harris? And they're like, yeah, yeah, you just don't understand. You don't get it. It's like, well, once they vote for her, it's like they were gonna take care of the rest. Let's take care of the rest. But then they didn't want to finish that part. They didn't want to finish that part. But yeah, he wants to take away our voting. And at the same time, Pete Hegseth has a pastor or whoever who wants to take away women's right to vote. But and then also when it comes to black jobs and then the farms, and the orange guy said that it's like he thought the people from the inner city were going to go out and work on the farms. It's like, okay, guys, put the pieces together. Okay, I know it looks like a 1,000 piece puzzle, but sometimes you got to start with the corners. Sometimes you got to start with the inside. Sometimes you got to start with all the pieces that are the same color, which reminds me of that one city who wants an all white town. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes if you just start there, that'll help branch out to like the hypocrisy and the demonization and the dehumanization and the cruelty and things that are happening within this country, and also how a lot of this has come from Russia and parts of Africa, because Africa with the apartheid and everything like that. And also, we have to remember while they are caging the Hispanic community, and now I hear that they're going after the Asian community. We have to remember that he had no problem flying people in from Africa, white people from, yeah, God, I have to be more specific. White people from Africa, from false news, alternative facts that he had heard from Africa. Yeah, especially it's like the cruelty and the all, like especially now that they're trying to create all white towns or only white towns in parts of Africa, after everything they put the black Africans through over all of those years and the torture. But then you see that there are white American people paying attention because now they're learning from Africa, because now they want to copy off of what they're doing. So we need to be careful. We need to pay attention. And that's another funny thing, because a lot of these white American men are telling me to shut up, be quiet, and don't pay attention. Don't talk about politics. If I want to be a good girlfriend, then I should know not never to talk about politics. I will proudly be single. Yes, I am of an older age and everything like that. I wasted my life with Mr. Lockakey and Mr. No Heart, two terrible, awful, arrogant, ignorant white men. But that, yeah, it's like, oh, I've tried, like, I've dated black too. It's like, I will tell more of those stories. I've told a couple stories with the black guys, whatever. But it's like, remember them. That pastor I've told you about was black, and George is black. But yeah. The long-term relationships are usually called, yeah, it's because of, well, catch up. I have over 400 episodes, so catch up. But yeah, a lot of these men don't want me to vote. They don't want me to voice my opinion. They don't care what I have to say. And as a black woman with a disability, I need my mail-in ballot. They are trying to take my voice away, and they will do it step by step. And some people are like, oh, well, as long as it's only the LGBTQ, I don't care. And I've said this in a few of my previous episodes recently, but first it starts off with the LGBTQ. Then they're going to go after, well, first they're going to start with the trans. Because, yeah, they went heavy on the trans, and now they're going after the rest of LGBTQ. After that, it's like while they're doing that, the Hispanic community and then the Asian community. And then it's like they might go after the parts of the Middle Eastern community and Indian community as well. So yeah, it's like, and I know they're going to be getting to my demographic soon. I don't know when the disability, but either the African American or disability or female when it comes to voting and different rights, they're working on it, I'm sure. Especially with that jerk, that Miller got him. Yeah, they're working on it. I've read majority of Project 2025. It's scary. It's awful. It's dreadful. And then what they're doing with PBS, it's like they are trying to brainwash, because like this is one reason why I know a lot of my students, they probably didn't realize that, like, because I've even said in several of my classes that politics is marketing, politics is advertising. That's one reason why so many people gravitated to the orange guy so much, because it's like his team was good with driving people in with provocative, with lies, with like controversy, with things that people were just gravitating to. And then with the whole MAGA thing, it's like in being an embodiment of that. And it's like in saying why it's important while saying it with false or misinformation or whitewash history. This is how our country is right now. And especially start young. It's like they started, like I said, with the trans, and then now the gays, and then Hispanics, and then the Asians, and it's like they're starting off, and they're going to be getting to women probably after the gay population, LGBTQ population, but then also interracial marriage. See, they are chipping away. They're going after everyone because they have told the cis white able-bodied white men that they are the best and special just because they are the way they were born. They didn't work for it. They didn't try for anything. It's like just because they were born, and that other people are not deserving because they were not born that way. And that women should just stay home, be quiet, and just have babies because they are women, because we are just helpers, because that's what the brainwashing mega churches want you to think. They want to take away our votes, and we have to be careful, and we have to pay attention. They are trying to take it away, and that's why they're trying to take away mail-in ballots. Because the more people that vote, the less likely they will win. So we have to pay attention. Voting is something that a lot of people don't care about. I've heard from especially a lot of black men, oh, I voted this time, but I'm not political. I don't care about politics. Politics doesn't matter. So why did you vote this time? Oh, it's like you heard about that crazy man, blah, blah. Okay, but you say it doesn't matter. So it only matters when you feel like your life is at like, I don't, and that's one reason why it's, I care about everybody, but sometimes it's disheartening. It's like I know I'm hard on the apolitical and the non-political and especially MAGA Republicans, because I have empathy for everybody. I want to care and love for everybody, but it's really hard when they don't care anything about people that are outside of themselves or outside of their immediate family. And it's hard. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.